All right, we're back up. I'm going to try something. I think I'm going to read the chat from my phone. From my phone. Okay, I see me. Shut up, me. Hey, what's up, man? Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I paused myself. I'm going to watch you guys from here because so who you were hearing me argue with was Google. Freaking Google was trying. Yeah, what's up? Daniel, Miguel. Yeah, I was arguing with Google because it wanted me to sign in. And then when I signed in, as I was talking, I was hearing myself loud and clear through this. And unfortunately, I need to be able to hear what's coming off my desktop. Sweet. Okay. All right. Awesome. Maybe I can kind of put you like... All right, we'll see if we can get a few more people in here again, the way it was. As many as some of you guys may already know this, I am putting all of my paranormal stuff on Izzy Spooks. I decided to do that as we were coming towards October because, my channel, I've done a really good job on my channel not creating an echo chamber. So although I am a Christian, and many of my followers are Christians, many of my subscribers are Christians, not everyone is a Christian who follows me. I have really big fans of mine who they're atheist or they're a pagan, so on and so forth. And so what started happening was I would create something a little spookier, and then I would scare one of my brothers and sisters in Christ who follow me. And it was like, okay, I gotta figure out how to separate the two while still being my authentic self. Now, I'm not going to sit there and water myself down just so I can try to make everybody happy. I was also confusing the YouTube algorithm. YouTube didn't know what to do with me, and honestly, there was a while there I didn't know what to do with me. So all my Bible teachings are going to be Izzy-centric, a little bit of spooky if it's Bible-related, and then personal updates, story times will still happen, things like that. But everything that is paranormal and scary, that is going to all be Izzy Spooks. Now for this video, what we're going to be doing is reacting to... I haven't watched these videos yet because I was curious about them. I wanted to see what Sam and Colby are up to because as some of you guys may know, Sam and Colby are interested in lots of ghost hunts. And as you know, I don't do that crap anymore. It's not good. It'll bust doors wide open. It's the occult. All right, let's see here. So we got... I wonder if... There's really no other way I'm going to be able to see what you guys are up to. And I got it. Cool. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and continue here. Maybe I'll put it back here. Of course, I should have figured this out before, actually. Oh, all right. Appreciate your patience, guys. That's what we'll do then. All right, so we're going to be reacting to Sam and Colby, and I think Call Me Chris is also involved in this. It is such a freaking... What we got here? Oh, yeah. What got me into demonology? It actually started with my wife. I wanted her... I wasn't a devout follower of Christ, but I was still pulling into him. He was still pulling me into him. And so she started off as Wiccan, and I told her that if I studied what she did, would she study what I did? And through that, I was fascinated with Wicca. It pulled me in a little bit in the beginning, actually, which was my first experience with a demonic encounter without realizing it was demonic. My discernment in the beginning was garbage. In fact, I was quite progressive in the very beginning of my journey. I didn't know what direction I really wanted to take. I was trying to read the Bible by my own means. And I'd say between 2019 and 2020, really 2020, that changed for me. God broke me down by 2021 and built me back up all over again. And then he just turned me into who he wanted me to be. I'm still me. I'm not a robot or nothing. But there are things that I know now that I can't unknow, I can't unlearn, and I can't unsee. Some of the experiences I had, the close calls with death I've had, and there was a point in throwing out my ghost hunting equipment. I wasn't even sure if I needed to do demonology anymore. And ironically enough, right about the time I thought I was going to just go and throw it away, I bumped into Dr. Michael Heiser. And then I learned about the other gods of the Bible and how freaking real they are. Psalm 82 and stuff. I got the video today, came up at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today. That was, and Michael Heiser passed away this year. I wanted to meet the man, but I didn't get to. But as far as starting in demonology, no, I really wanted to be like Ed and Lorraine Warren, honestly. And those guys were super into the occult. I'm surprised the Catholic Church worked with them. I'm not even sure how close the church worked with them, but they weren't the best. Especially some of the allegations that came their way. They came off as frauds. I don't think they were complete frauds. I think they just did some very heavy exaggerations on their stuff. They were trying to blow things out of proportion. They just wanted. They wanted to be famous. Honestly, that's what they wanted. And, but I put that behind me. I was able to put that to the side. Because I don't want to be the next Ed Warren. I want to be the first me. I'm okay with, whatever legacy or lack thereof they have. That's fine. I got my own thing now completely. But yeah, hope that answered your question. I'm not used to going live with my own followers. I have went live with others doing like podcasts and stuff, but got a total of 3. Cool. All right. So, does anybody have any other questions? I want to take this off for now. I would have actually came in sooner. The reason I didn't put down a time in my notification when I made my post to you guys was because I thought for sure I had some wiggle room. But even right now, my 3-year-old daughter is still awake. And so her mom is in the other room with her. So I have this little space to myself for the next couple of hours. The goal is to have this going through midnight. We'll see how that goes. Lesser Key of Solomon. Okay. I have yet to read all the way through Lesser Key. But the people who were trying to crack the code to Solomon, I think a lot of it's true. I think it is mysteries of heaven being attempted to be decoded and then put into a book. So you're going to have a lot of... Some of the best lies are truth mixed in with fiction. That's how the devil got Eve in the garden. So when it comes to books on demonology that are like hardcore demonology, like Lesser Key of Solomon, you have to take it with a grain of salt. They say eat the meat, spit out the bones. There are some bones in books like that that you will choke on if you're not careful. And I mean, that can even go for books like First Enoch as well, especially if you misinterpret it. I know people who are devout followers of God, but not Christ, because they believe that Enoch is Christ. Because of some translations of First Enoch, very heavily insinuating that the Messiah is the prophet Enoch. And in other translations, don't say that. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but what we got? It's interesting. Yes. Okay. So keep in mind that the enemy will study you as you study him, her, they, them. It's a. I'm so much more careful when it comes to demonology now than I used to be. I used to be a little bit careless. I used to have a big, thick encyclopedia of demons. It was called the Dictionary of Demons. And the book had infernal spirits. It had demonic entities. It had princes of hell, dukes of hell. I mean, it had all sorts of stuff. And the book made me feel very uneasy because when describing the enemy, because if it's a dictionary, it's going to have alphabetically ordered enemies of God. And so I'm sitting there reading through it, and I remember just the closer I got to God, the more uneasy I felt about the entire book. There's some books I just feel uneasy about. It doesn't mean that, like, you can't have it in home with you. I think that was a time when God wanted me to kind of hit the reset button on everything I was doing, because you can make anything a bad thing. Religious folks do that with Christ all the time. I look at what the Crusades did. You can make anything a bad thing. You know what? Knights of Templar, I have not studied. I know of them. I know a little bit about their battles, but I don't know about them a whole lot. And I didn't know anything about the treasures of King Solomon. Did you know that the treasures of King Solomon, by the way, hold on, actually, if I'm not mistaken, it might take me forever to find it. Yeah, I won't be able to find it in the Bible. There's no way. Because it's either First Kings, Second Kings. One of the treasures of Solomon adds up to 666. And I've said in previous videos that 666 is an eternal number, is a number that's existed before Nero. It's existed during the time of Nero, and it exists today. Oh, she is not Wiccan anymore, but it definitely caused a lot of issues. In fact, her abilities. I do this because she had no control over the abilities, right? No control at all. In fact, when she would astral project, she never tried to astral project. I know some people, they do, and they can. And people have repented for that in the past and turned to Christ. But no, my wife never had control of astral projection. She also didn't have control over seeing spirits. There was a day where she begged God to never see another spirit again because she kept seeing really creepy monstrosities, and eventually it was just gone. She never got it again. And, I think the more in tune you are with seeing in the spirit, like you have these pagans that are just so quick to grasping the spirit world, that they make the best warriors for God. Not only in their devotion, but they've kind of already figured out the spiritual side of themselves. Because not everyone's going to have the exact same gift. And people definitely won't respond to the gift the same way. So, for instance, let's say that you can look. Let's say you swear you could see dead people when you were younger. Oh, almost lost it for a second. Let's say you could see dead people when you were younger, and then as you got older, you could see different things like fallen angels and stuff like that, and you start getting into paganism. There's a high likelihood that like you being able to do all of that wasn't just the devil giving you false abilities, and no, the devil was playing off of your strengths that God put in you. And what happened was the enemy took advantage of that, perverted it, and now you have, like, you're tapping into crap that you can't even comprehend. That's why the Bible makes things very simplistic. And God is, we're kind of like little toddlers, and we're just kind of stumbling in the spirit, and God's like, focus on me, just me, block everything else out. And that's why, because look at the Israelites. They wanted something they could see. But no, my wife is not Wiccan anymore, and some of her abilities rubbed off on me for a little while, and I didn't like that. I ought to, I ought to do a story time about that actually, because that was pretty terrifying. Knights of Templar supposedly holy grail, and the only reason why Friday the 13th is a bad omen. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to dig on the Knights Templar. I know that I saw Knights Templar come up once in relation to these powerful families and the whole all that crap. I saw Knights Templar come up once when it comes to their ties with levels of Freemasonry, the degrees rather, not levels, degrees. But yeah, man, there's so many crazy freaking societies, secret societies, and they go back hundreds of years. I know I actually pissed off a handful of people on my video on saying the Illuminati was in the Bible. That was just supposed to be like a clickbaity kind of thing. I don't mean the Illuminati as we know it today is literally in the Bible. But the Illuminati is not doing anything special. They're doing the same thing that was done for thousands of years. That's all. And so all these secret societies and such, no, it all goes back to Babylon and what those guys did. Because, oh shoot, that's what globalism is. Do I believe the Nephilim still exist to an extent? To an extent. That's a tough one for me. No, maybe it isn't. I do believe hybrids exist, for sure. And I think the reason why they can hide so well is because they know how to go invisible. I'm convinced that Bigfoot can teleport. He can just... I'm convinced that a lot of these hybrid beings have some wacky abilities. They are not completely in tune with this earth, for sure. There's something else. So, yeah. Wait, let's see. Did I miss any questions? Nah. No, I didn't. Midnight tonight, by the way, I do have my video on, oh, what is it? I do a blind react to that new Exorcist Believer trailer. Can't help it. I was raised on horror movies. Now, granted, I'm careful about what I watch now because I'm more in tune with what I'm watching on a screen. But then again, I know it's fake. I know it's not real. And my dad has actually got this big DVD set all the way across the wall and then comes around. I'm not that big on movies. And I'd say since 2020, I haven't been big on movies. And I think a lot of that had to do with how weird Hollywood got. They got weird, right? Like, they got, like, you saw the cultish side of Hollywood really come out in 2020. The whole we're all in this together. When I saw like their behavior with with the virus and just how odd they all acted. They're actors. They act. And it made me realize, it's like, no, we don't actually like any of these guys. We want to like them. Yeah, we want to like actors and actresses. But there's many of them that if we met them like today, like right now, no, they'd be a jackass. And that's okay. I mean, they got what's coming to them now. I mean, you got the whole writer strike happening, and I wanted to be a screenwriter for many years. I might still write for a film. I have a bunch of movie ideas in here. I love storytelling because storytelling reflects the real world. It reflects the original conflict, light versus dark. Oh yeah, for sure, Miguel. Here, Lacey, I'll answer your question in just a second because I'm actually interested in yours too. Miguel, let me answer yours real quick. Any advice on how to convince my buddy on the Nephilim being a non-salvation based conversation? The Nephilim point to Christ. Jesus, when he was on the earth, was all man and all God. So he was perfect while on the earth. The Nephilim were like Frankenstein's monster. They were only half divine and only half human. That's why they were called demigods in other cultures like ancient Greece. Hey, Bagel Bandit, what's up? I almost called you Bangle. Good Lord, I'm tired. But yeah, no, the Nephilim, and actually, I'm from Gaffney, South Carolina, so I'm not quite sure how far I am from you. But what's up? But no, the Nephilim, they point to Christ. I think the angels were trying to. Maybe they were trying to make their own Messiah when you stop and think about it. All the perversion, can't talk, all the perversion that was involved. Jesus, for instance, I don't know how many of you guys have seen my vampire video, but when I talk about the vampires and how the Nephilim, I believe, came from, like, vampires came from the idea of the Nephilim. But Jesus saying, "This is my blood" at communion, at the Last Supper. He offered his blood. He offered his flesh, right? At the Eucharist, for the Eucharist. Even today, we practice the Eucharist for this reason. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm 45 minutes from anything important. But Jesus gave his flesh and blood. The Nephilim took flesh and blood. Jesus gave his life. The Nephilim took life. So the Nephilim were also, like, it's a fascinating topic, but just if you could just remind your friend that it doesn't matter how much you learn about the Nephilim, the absence of light is darkness. Darkness always points to light. Seeing the enemy is amazing, but the number one reason it is amazing is because it points right back to the Creator. Every time. When you see darkness, you know it's the absence of something. You can't add death, right? You can only take away life. You can't add darkness, you only take away light. So the Nephilim, no, they just point to Christ. You could try taking it from that direction. See if that works, because that's kind of the way that I teach that. All right, Lacey, am I going to watch the new movie? I planned on it. I watched Evil Dead Rise several months ago, and on Izzy Spooks, I'm going to be doing a breakdown of that if I could stop getting freaking copyright strikes. YouTube's AI algorithm, stupid crap, keeps accusing me of. I don't know. Fair use is fair use. I don't know why YouTube's being like that, but no, I'm fine with it all. There are some movies that I avoid when it's just needless blood and gore. Yeah, you're welcome, Miguel. You're welcome. I hope that helped. But yeah, needless blood and gore just continually. That starts to nauseate me. Like they call that gore for a reason. It's just gross. It's gross. It's actually why I can't watch Saw. I can't watch any of the Saw films. I can't actually find a good reason to watch Saw, because the basis for the Saw films is someone getting revenge on somebody. Had mentioned Satan possessed Judas. No, that's biblical. It says that Satan entered Judas from the moment that Judas made his mind up finally. Because I want to stress this to you guys. People accuse me of being like an open theist or whatever. I don't care whatever they want to call me. Nah, baby girl. I'm working, baby girl. It's my daughter. Oh my gosh, she's not sleeping. Yeah. Judas had a choice. It's why Jesus warned Judas. More than once, I believe Jesus warned Judas. And when Judas finally made up his mind that he wanted to betray Jesus. I think he honestly thought it was like for a noble cause, and that's when Satan got at him. It says Satan entered him. So it's the only time that you actually see a fallen angel enter somebody. Because fallen angels and demons are different. You know, we Christians have the authority over both snakes and scorpions. They are different entities. Or one's entity, one's deity, more or less. We're down to 1 right now. Really? There we go. Oh yeah, I just refreshed it. Cool. Hoping I'm answering you guys' questions all right. I cannot believe that my daughter's still awake. That was not supposed to happen. I was actually supposed to start this whole thing a while back. Like at least like an hour ago, at least. Hey, there you are. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not giving me a... I don't know. Updates aren't working. Let's... Yeah, it's not literal snakes and scorpions. So you see scorpions once in Revelation. You see snakes all throughout the scriptures. These snakes are the serpents. They're also called Nakash, and it can be understood that they are like the serpent in the garden, which, if we're to believe that Satan, which Revelation says it is, then yeah, I think that the serpents are simply the angelics, the celestials. Then on the flip side of that, you have the scorpions. And the scorpions, like I said, you only see them once, and it's in Revelation. It's when the locusts get compared to the scorpions. And they refer to them as the scorpions of the earth. So, yeah. I believe that those, even though like we actually do have arachnids, we do have, snakes crawling in our grass and in the woods and so on and so forth. No. I believe that's actually a reflection of entities. I don't know about Texas centipedes, but shoot, if they're anything like the Vietnamese centipedes, I want nothing to do with them. Devil and Satan, different entities. Okay, that is a really interesting question. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the movie or the show Penny Dreadful, but it's believed that they treat Satan and the devil as two different beings, one going down to hell and one entering Earth. And that was back in my progressive days where like I used to just think, I tried thinking outside the box so much. But even now, I do wonder if Satan and... Oh yes, please don't forget to drop a like. Yeah, don't forget to drop a like. That's one of those things where that could be a really big help for me. The amount of freaking competition right now. Yeah, I try to be as original as possible. I try not to copycat anybody else, but good lord, I gotta fight to get to the top. But hey, you know what they say, cream always rises. Oh no, Bagel Bandit, don't go down that road. It's not quite like that. No, these things have nothing. The, the locusts are. I don't think they're a physical thing. I used to think that, but to just out of nowhere get compared to the scorpions of the earth, because it says power was given to the locusts like the power of the scorpions of the earth. That's a really weird like power of scorpion. We're not talking about just like comparing them to scorpions of the earth. The power that the scorpions already had. Well, for those of you who have read the book of Enoch, demons were given authority. They had authority on the earth and nowhere else. They couldn't go up into heaven and they couldn't go down into hell. So I try to explain to people that when you cast a demon out of somebody, it does not go into hell. It goes out into waterless places, the desert where things go to die. That's all. That's all it's doing, and it's in many instances it's going to come back with seven stronger than itself, and it's going to make the condition of that person worse than the first or the last. But it's actually why I wanted to visit anywhere between homeless shelters, psych wards, and such. I wanted to have an opportunity to pray for people because I have no doubt that there's going to be one or two people, especially when you start talking about psych wards. There are people who are going to be, yes, their flesh is tormenting them, but there are others where, yeah, they got something on them. And it has come back, grabbed seven stronger than itself, come back to them. They left again, seven stronger than itself, come back to him. That's why the possessed man in Mark chapter 5, there's a legion in him. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. It kept coming back. So when you got people who are like really not mentally well, yeah, that can happen. There's something in Exorcist Believer that you guys are going, like if you do watch the movie. See, I like to take notes. Evil Dead Rise, for instance, it is referencing, or does reference, Christians. It references a church. It's a new Book of the Dead. And it's got like teeth on the side of it. It's really groovy looking. But it has the same concept. And it's a church that looks after it, and one of the church members breaks away, and they decide they're going to recite the passages. Of course they are, right? Every time someone gets a hold of a Necronomicon. But after hell breaks loose, they find a way to contain it. We don't know how they contain it, But it's believed that their prayers worked because where the Book of the Dead is in the new Evil Dead film, there is an entire like it's got like crosses of crosses and symbols of Saint Benedict everywhere, like everywhere. So they prayed over that area before leaving. I thought that was cool. The director for Evil Dead Rise, saying that, like how you have the four Gospels, there are 3 to 4 different types of Book of the Dead. They're from different perspectives, or something like that. I thought that was really cool to talk about the Gospels like that, because darkness is the absence of light. He's kind of talking like how I would. So I think we have a Christian in our midst when it comes to the Evil Dead franchise. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Those are things I look for. I like to look for. I like to look for interesting things in movies. It doesn't matter how bloody or gory they are in some instances. If it's got a good message in it, I want to know it. But if people are just needlessly dying and it's hopeless, and like the last few people are trying to survive and then they die too, like what kind of movie is that? I don't want to see that. I want to see good win. I want to see darkness get its ass kicked. Let's see. I can't talk about adrenochrome. It's a taboo topic. But yeah, it's such a big rabbit hole. And I'm not doing this to screw you guys over. I'm not trying to set up a paywall here, but when it comes to things like that, I have to be careful because I will get censored. I plan on talking about anything that is remotely tied to conspiracies. Here's the thing. Conspiracies are now tied into what the left calls the alt-right pipeline. Therefore, if I talk about certain things, I'm going to automatically be labeled a racist. Automatically. It doesn't matter what I believe. And so, yeah, I try to avoid conspiracies because then it falls into the alt-right pipeline, and then everyone who follows me gets dragged in. Like, I don't want that for you guys either. So I plan on putting that kind of stuff. Excuse me. Jeez. I might need to get something to drink. But I do plan on having a Patreon set up where I do talk about those things. I'm also going to have a Defense Against the Dark Arts class on my Patreon. I think that for those of you who really want to take a pen and paper and study the things that the deep stuff that I study, I think you guys would love that. Let's see here. All right, Bagel Bandit, let's go back to your question. Why do some translations take away fasting as a power against healing and removing spirits? I don't know, but it pisses me off. Leave the Bible alone. I can pick up my Orthodox study Bible. I'm not Orthodox, but I lean to the East. And a lot of my theology is based off of the Orthodox Church. They get a lot right. And one of the things they got right, and it's ironically what the Catholics have gotten right too. Leave the freaking Bible alone. Don't we like to think that our modern scholars know better than the early church who put the thing together. It's asinine. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for asking me because I do like talking about adrenochrome and stuff. I do. I just gotta be careful about it. All right, guys. So here's what we're gonna do. We got about 7. That's the most we've had so far. I think we might go and start looking at some of these ghost hunts. When this goes and gets chopped up, by the way, it's going to go under Izzy Spooks. Because once again, I do not want to scare people who are not expecting. Be really careful with that. But yeah, I used to. Here, I'm actually going to do this right now. I used to be a ghost hunter, so like I do enjoy this stuff. Let's see here. I wonder how many. And guys, don't mind my thumbnail. I threw a thumbnail in there. That's actually the thumbnail going for Izzy Spooks. I have where I go to react to The Exorcist Believer. I cannot believe how quickly my throat is drying out, man. I talk all the time in front of the camera. I don't know why. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I need to go to my list of videos. Easy React ideas. Connect to the internet. I better be connected to the internet. And it's about an hour long.
This entire video is from Hot Top.
Oh, that popped up right away. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and make me a little bit tinier. And now what we can do. Hey, can you guys see that okay? Hopefully. Yeah, you should be able to see that. All right. I'm getting something to drink. I'll be right back. And hopefully all that stays right where it's at and doesn't crash on me. My internet was crashing earlier. Freaking mess. Please don't do that. Yeah, please don't do that. Jeez. All right. See here. If I gotta learn how to format this freaking thing. Let me see here. Maybe just go into theater mode. Yeah, that'll work. And try not to blow you guys' ears off. Let's see. About right here.
For their Halloween collection.
We have been modeling their Halloween collection, which is live right now. Click the link in the description and check us out. We might be at your local store, so if we are, check out the collection and take a picture of our face if you see us.
Hope you like their new stuff.
Now let's go get...
Yes, I saw that they, yeah, the stuff they're wearing there. By the way, the stuff they're wearing there, haha, it's quirky, it's funny, like we're playing off of being evil. No, don't wear stuff like that. Cats being on that dude's shirt though, for sure. Yeah. Cats are half in, half out anyway.
Freaking spooky. Wait. What does CM stand for?
Chris.
Call me Chris.
Oh, okay, it's all about Chris. I see a hairy man. You guys see that hairy man?
What did you take?
There's a fucking hairy man over there.
Oh my god, this
Let's
ankle.
see.
Go get the haunts, dude.
Ladies first.
Oh Chris, why am I always the first one in?
Oh my god.
See, there's a thing about, yeah, call me Chris, Sam, and Colby. And, what's the other girl's name? There's somebody else with them that people just love getting into this. I know what they're doing. They're trying to prep for freaking October.
This is beautiful.
Oh my. Whoa, there's an upstairs. Oh my god.
Hello?
Selena, that's her name.
Beautiful.
What the hell?
Who the hell is a guy named Panther? Can you speak Panther?
Yeah. Selena's gonna take that home.
In 1835, there was a massive fire in New York that burnt down hundreds of wooden buildings.
Oh, for sure. All fun and games.
This guy named Balthasar Kreischer came into town and built a brick company to rebuild New York City.
Bulbasaur Kreischer.
Bulbasaur? This obviously made him an extremely wealthy dude.
He had 7 kids, and right before he died, he made 2 massive identical mansions, put them right next to each other for his 2 sons, Edward and Charles. Only one of them is left standing today, which is Charles Kreischer's mansion, the place that we're investigating. And after Balthasar died, he split his fortune among his 7 children equally.
Then his 3 sons, George, Charles, and Edward, ran the brick company. But because of financial struggles as well as a factory fire, it didn't go too well.
The Kreischer Brick Factory, that's where Balthasar worked.
B. Kreischer and Sons.
How far away was the brick factory from here?
Brick factory was right across the street. There was 3 mansions here. Balthazar had one that was on the back hill. He built this one for one of his sons, Charles, and then right next door was Edward's.
Wow, there they are.
Oh, okay, so this is the one we're in, and then this one burned down.
That's the one that burned down.
Me and Selena don't know a whole lot about this place.
Coming in raw.
Yeah, we're coming in raw.
You could see the 2
So, yeah, here's the thing about, and this is inconclusive, by the way, but it makes sense the longer you think about it. I've stuck a pin in the theory a while. When someone has demonic attachments and they're in a place and they die with those demonic attachments on them, what happens to that person? What happens to the attachments, the demons that were attached to that person when they died? It is much more likely that the demons attached to that person now reside that presence in that area, rather than the person's ghost just felt like it didn't want to move on yet. And I think that's why demons will start taking the form of dead loved ones that lived in that area. Amityville is a really good example of that.
mansions here. This was Charles, that was Edward's. So basically they built these on the hills so they could actually watch the factory.
And so Edward would have been murdered like in this forest back here?
It was between the factory and the houses. So somewhere right in here.
Unfortunately, this story ends with a mysterious tragedy.
On June 8th, 1894, Edward Kreischer was thought to be murdered in the woods behind the brick factory. After this, the company never recovered and the mystery was left unsolved.
So that is actually really interesting, because when you look at when Abel was killed by Cain, God says to Cain that Abel's blood was crying out to him. So do I believe that the dead can cry out? Oh, yeah. Now, who can hear the dead cry out? Well, that's a whole separate thing. I said this in a recent video, and I do still believe this. I don't know if you guys have read Odd Thomas, but in Odd Thomas, the dead can't actually speak. You can see them, they can wave, and they can, like, I think grunt and stuff, but they can't, like, talk. And that's how I believe the dead. I've only bumped into a couple of dead people I truly believe were dead, and none of them ever spoke a word to me. So when Sam and Colby are going to end up getting responses, and Call Me Chris are getting responses from these guys, from these entities, it's very high chance it's a demon. Like, good 98, 99% sure it's a demon. Ghosts are so rare, and ghost hunters don't understand that.
Thanks to the Google IT
freaking
now
ad.
I work full-time at T-Mobile as a service desk specialist.
Look at these
There we go.
beautiful stairs.
The first thing they told us when we walked on the property is that this place is hundreds of years old. The top floor is really rickety. And
So we shouldn't jump on 3. 1, 2.
No. Okay, we're not gonna add me to that. I'm not stop. Itty bitty bedroom. Look at Ace in those small beds.
oh my god, can we sleep over here, dude?
Yeah, let's do it, eh? You brought that light, didn't you?
I did bring a UV light.
Should we see
You
if
see how
somebody
gross it
pissed
is?
on Edward's bed?
What? Oh, this
Oh god, no, don't do that.
is the parlor room. You get some weird vibes here?
Yeah.
Well, what's weird is if this really is the parlor room, this is where Charles held all the seances.
What have they found?
Oh god, what's going on?
Ew. Oh my god. See, and this is exactly why you don't... I never brought a UV light to my ghost hunts, by the way. And now I'm happy I didn't.
Everywhere.
Oh, over here too.
So we're not having a slumber party.
Absolutely. What is that? More fluids, more fun. More fluids, more fun. More fluids, more fun.
New merch line? Would you buy it?
Oh my god. No, no, no.
What?
No, no,
What?
No. Oh my god! Oh no! What the fuck? This is not cool.
Oh, good lord. No, I don't do haunted dolls. I actually owned a haunted doll for about 2 weeks. Like 5 years ago. I don't do haunted dolls. Do you believe a ghost is an actual human soul that is neither... Why is this big heart emoji in my way? Catholics call that purgatory. Orthodox, they don't call that anything because we shouldn't put a doctrine on things that we don't understand. It's believed that when you die, you don't immediately meet your maker. The Bible does not say that we immediately meet our maker when we die. So we can't say for sure that you're just in front of him and that's it. There are some Christians that believe that you have the gavel and everything swung on you as soon as you die. And then if you die in your sins, you go to the lake of fire immediately. But there is a judgment at the end of... There's a reason why God... it was 2 Peter chapter 3 says that God is slow. He's slow because he's patient. He doesn't wish for anyone to perish. So if people are... When they die... That's it. Boom. I think that, and this makes so much more sense when you understand the harrowing. Jesus went down to hell and actually started to preach to the dead. That's 1 Peter 4:6. He started scooping people up who accepted him. And so that's a whole nother subject, though. Now, as far as like a ghost being a disembodied person that's not in heaven or hell yet, yeah. 100%. But it is an anomaly. It is incredibly rare.
Why would they do this?
Why would they do this? Taping babies to the wall. God.
My kid's my childhood room.
Really?
What are you doing?
Well, yeah, what were you doing?
I just experimented with Barbies a little bit.
Experimenting?
By hanging their face on that. This is not okay.
Oh, wait, look at this guy's eye. Looks demented over there.
Oh my god!
Jeez,
Looks like
man.
Colby's eyes.
What the hell?
Yeah, that sounds like a start of a country song right there.
What the hell? You not heard that?
What? No.
Wow.
We'll play it right here.
What the hell?
That's why we've been doing it the whole time. You think we just like
Yeah, I think just you're like kind of
a little bit
weird.
Yeah, a little weird. That's what it is. What are you doing? Were you kissing it? You said you experimented with Barbies. No, dude.
Wait, where does that lead to?
Down to the dark.
Oh, and there's another floor?
Oh shit! What?
Wow, look how majestic this looks.
This is all fun and games until the sun starts to set. I'm not kidding. Once the sun sets, whatever was creepy during the day, so much worse at night.
I can see the scary man out there.
You're gonna fucking go blind, bro. Whoa! She's becoming transparent. Oh, it's magic. You know.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The Wish's Book of Spells.
That has a different smell up here. EO smell.
Wait, what? What is this thing? Whoa, this is freaking cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, can you be our test subject? Jump.
Whoa! It's actually so beautiful out here. Wow.
Whoa!
So from the picture that he just showed, I think the factory would have been, what, right here?
Right over there will be the factory. Edward's house.
Hey guys, 2 seconds. My battery died. You should still be able to hear me though. I'm gonna go ahead and hit play.
This would have been right there. Look at there. Dizzy?
Very, very, very dizzy. I was worried because standing close to that, I was just like this.
That's not.
Yeah, like really bad vertigo.
Stay close.
Thanks to the Google IT support certificate, now I'm working full-time at T-Mobile as a service desk specialist.
Dizzy. I should sit down for a second.
You good?
Got dizzy?
Yeah, that happens sometimes when she goes stuff.
Yeah.
She gets dizzy, or she'll like get really hot, or at least.
Or was it the heights, like seeing like the depth of that?
Vertigo or
I
something?
don't know. I don't
Heights
know.
have never bugged you before?
No, I'm not like afraid of heights. I don't get vertigo really easily.
It's also super hot, so
It is
maybe we can
very
go
hot.
downstairs.
Yeah. Let's go downstairs.
Heat rises. I learned that in science class.
That's good, dude.
does.
A plus, buddy.
Thanks.
After Balthasar died, this is where things got hectic. The 3 sons, Charles, Edward, and George, controlled the brick company together. But after many arguments and strained financial problems, George pushed Charles out of the company to co-own it with Edward.
Charles went to a rival brick company, and with tensions high, Edward and George's relationship reached a boiling point. It was pretty obvious to everyone that the brothers did not get along.
So here's where things get interesting. On June 8th, 1894, a local boy found Edward's body by the woods with a gunshot wound to his temple. The strange part is the reports of Edward that morning said he was in a very happy mood. He was talking to employees, and up until that point, Edward had a great family life. So this led most people to believe that Edward was murdered.
Hi, I'm Rick from the Chrysler Mansion. I am the main caretaker.
I'm CJ, I'm Rick's right-hand man, kind of like his assistant.
Charles was doing seances right in this room.
Oh, we were wrong about that.
So he was
Selena
doing
said she was feeling
seances.
like it was in there before off camera.
He was trying to reach Edward. It was back in 1800s, seances and Ouija boards were a very big thing.
Can everyone see me okay? I am back. Okay, cool. That was hell.
They're not big at all anymore. Only weirdos do things like that, right?
Many people believe these seances opened a portal.
That is a portal.
I was gonna say it's facing a little.
It looks like a portal.
It's a goddamn
You're right.
I know.
mirror. It's a mirror, and this is a giant antique mirror.
And there's like little handprints. Are those 2 handprints or am I tripping? There are many suspects of who could have killed Edward, but here are the ones that most likely would have done it. Let's start with George Kreischer, the brother who co-owned the brick company and made all the decisions. He was known to be really hard to work with and was also a major hothead. He might have killed Edward to consolidate total control over the brick company.
Or it could have.
Oh. No one else was home. Did you guys hear that?
What was that? That was upstairs.
Is George? That's
That might be.
Yeah, what is that?
Well, I don't know.
That rolling above us?
That's like the 3rd time I've heard it since we've been doing this. Is that pipes or what is that?
No, I don't know what that was.
Or it could have been Charles Kreischer, who's now in a rival brick company in the town. He may have resented George and Edward for kicking him out of the company, and in a moment of rage, killed his brother out of jealousy. He was also seen arguing with Edward the days leading up to his death.
And then there's Frida, Edward's wife. It was rumored that she was having an affair with a local doctor and Edward found out. She might have killed him just to cover up her tracks.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Do they actually mess with any equipment. Because it looks like they're kind of just goofing off. They're just being stupid. Oh no, guys. Guys. They are stupid. Look what they're about to do. We skipped ahead. We're like 36 minutes in.
Of how Edward, you passed away. We're trying to solve this mystery. Please give us a hint. What happened?
No! Oh. Fun fact about the planchette. You are essentially inviting the entity to use your hands as gloves when you're moving the planchette. If the spirit was that strong to move the planchette itself, it wouldn't need you to begin with. It could just move around by itself, but it can't. So it uses you to move the planchette. Yeah, this.
Have you guys noticed we haven't heard that rolling sound anymore?
Yeah, maybe the rolling's happening within you now.
Yeah, it's just weird. At the very beginning.
Give us some sort of clue.
Seems like a sauna to look.
Sure. Whoa! That also connected.
I see it's a man's face, and I see blood like dripping down his face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this seems like a nose, and this
Yes.
is his blood drip.
Yes.
And he's a sad.
This is, yeah.
I saw that the Google UX design certificate was flexible. That's motivating when you have 2 kids. I finished
I didn't see anything. Did you guys see anything? I don't see anything. I see nothing. Yeah, they can only demons can only be at one place at one time, but they work in packs, and so they send out info to each other like it's nothing. Yeah, it might as well have been a kid's fridge drawing. Yeah, I see a kidney. I guess. I was about to say it looks like a freaking potato. Maybe a shoe. I kind of see a shoe now.
Yes.
And he's a sad.
This is, yeah.
Kreischer family, Charles and Edward, give us a hint, symbol, or a letter, anything to help us understand.
What was that?
What the fuck was that?
That sounded like some machinery or something.
If that was a sign, can you do it one more time?
Do I believe stories of things like skinwalkers and demons? Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch, for instance, you pull out an EMF meter, which is meant to detect spiritual activity, because spirits are pure energy, or at least that's what the belief is. But Skinwalker Ranch has EMF all over the place, and this is where the paranormal crosses with like ufology, which then crosses with like cryptids, and it's all interconnected. It's all good. You're good, man. You're good.
Let's check it out.
Oh, what the? Okay, if this is what I'm thinking, what it is, if this is a head, if this
Oh
is
my
the
God.
chin, the head,
That's a
and
head.
this is a gun
That's a gun.
going into the top of the
And
head.
this.
Wait, what
This
the
says
fuck?
This says this is a gun.
It's
And this
like going
says-
into his head
And
at
look.
the angle that it did too.
I feel like I'm gonna barf.
Wait, what the fuck happened? Was this part of your story that you
Yeah,
guys told?
We
yeah.
were up there when you guys were in the other room, when you were in the bar room. We were trying to talk to the REM pod.
I don't see it. That's the problem with that's the problem with ghost hunting and trying to solve murders with the dead. Like, first of all, extremely rare. It happens, but it's about as rare if not more rare than ghosts popping up in front of people. This is so silly. What else do they do? You gotta be kidding me. Guys, look at this. Look at this.
That flushing sound again.
Maybe an I don't know questions. Hopefully get to the bottom of the theory. All right, we're each going to shuffle the deck once. The point of this here is so that we would have absolutely categorically no way to plan this out. We will not know where the cards are going to be. If there's a spirit out here that wants to talk to us, they can obviously see the cards. 3 groups, 6, 6, 6.
Wow.
You'd have to assume the demons want to cooperate to solve the mystery. Yeah, and demons have they have no interest in cooperating with people.
That's a good number.
What we're going to be doing is you guys intuitively will be able to feel over the cards. The hottest card is the one the spirit wants you to.
In fact, keep in mind that demons, being the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim, if the Nephilim are or were half human and half angelic, and they were these just monstrosities that cannibalized people and each other, then, excuse me, yeah, there's something in Mesopotamia called the Akimu, where you had these, they were called ghost vampires, those who had a horrific death. And so the ancient Mesopotamians, they believed that if there was a certain aggressive wind gust, it could be one of the Akimu. It could be one of the energy vampires that come by and they start draining the life force out of whoever's nearby. And that's their way of, like, getting their revenge, I guess. But that's what demons do. That's all demons do. So if demons are the disembodied spirits in the Nephilim, it tracks because it's the same personality. It's the same attitude from start to finish. It's the same everything. So it would make sense for demons to drain someone of their energy, feeding them off their fear. All of that. And then what are Nephilim known for? Well, according to First Enoch, they drank blood and ate flesh. So they were aggressive. So all these guys are doing right now, spirits will increase temperature of cards to answer questions. The chances of them bumping into a demon right now are really high.
Choose. If the card is a heart, that means the answer is yes. If the card is a spade, the answer is no. If the card is a diamond, it's maybe, and the club is I don't know.
Is there a joker?
No, there's no jokers.
Okay, because you're the clown.
Charles and Edward, if you were talking to us, if you're the one drawing the pictures and depicting a framed murder, we want to ask a few more specific questions. First question that we have to ask, are there spirits that would like to talk to us through this game?
That flushing sound again. That one?
Oh, it does not answer any more questions.
Who were you talking to, Charles?
I was just talking if there's any spirits that want to use this game. It's highly advised to not continue the game if you get an immediate spade.
But do you think they're going to stop? No, because they want to... How many views I got? 4.5 million views as of 6 days ago. 234,000 upvotes. You think they're going to stop playing the game? No.
It's just not good.
Whoa.
The mirror is shaking.
Of course.
Oh.
Of course it is.
Somebody in the seance room that's over there shaking the mirror.
Of course it is.
Yes. Selena and Chris presented an outcome to this unsolved murder mystery case. If you agree, let us know. Oh, that's It's a club, I don't know. Did Edward know about an affair between Frida and the doctor? No. Who wouldn't know? Frida? Rob? Are we talking to Rob? No. Maybe Frida.
Maybe, because she didn't know.
She just didn't want to talk about him.
Is this a female spirit that we're talking to? Yes.
So it could be Frida.
Is this Frida Kreischer? Yes.
Yes. Finally talking to her. Before we ask if she had an affair, do you think she'd admit to it?
Probably not, because she kind of already didn't admit to it.
She married that doctor a year later. I just remember.
6 months.
6 months later.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we could ask if it was a family member.
Ooh.
Because she wouldn't want to out her brothers, right? Did Edward Kreischer die by the hand of a family member? Maybe. It's almost like she doesn't want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know.
It's a little suspicious.
It's like very like.
She's here, but she was like, oh, I'm going to keep my story to myself.
Yeah, that's when it stopped, when we were starting to ask like nitty gritty questions upstairs.
If she's listening, like it doesn't matter. Like no one's gonna come for her, you know. Like maybe we just tell her like it's safe and she can tell us.
Admit stuff.
Frida Kreischer, is there an open portal here at the Kreischer Mansion?
Whoa. So Charles' seances didn't open a portal at all.
Maybe it was open.
Or it did, and it was closed, so whatever's here is trapped. Are all the spirits that are here in the mansion trapped here? That's a maybe, so they might be trapped.
Yeah, you make a valid point. I did notice the Playboy Bunny logo on these. Yeah. It's all, I mean, they're sitting there making sex jokes about, like, the mattress having stains on it, and, you know, like, they're going to be stupid. They're going to be silly. We were all stupid and silly once. I tell you what, though, I had an interaction, I'd call it my catalyst, with a demon. I was 19 years old, and I fell straight to my knees praying to God about it, because even though I wasn't very devoted to God, I did not want to be alone in that moment.
Super cool for us, and we got to model for their October collection. So go to your nearest Hot Topic, check them out.
That's the second time they've
This October. Out random words, but the new piece of equipment, the Alice box, which does the same thing, so we'll get double confirmation.
So we can all stare into this creepy ass portal mirror, asking questions and trying.
By the way, that's the fastest way to actually have something enter you, is by using mirrors.
To get someone to enter the ring of fire. Bum, 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 bum.
I actually saw another ghost hunt where a guy had this weird device on the top of his head, and he was supposed to like kind of meditate / sleep almost. And so he's like sleeping, he's closing his eyes and meditating, whatever, inside this haunted house with this thing strapped to his head, so that he can travel in between the mirrors in the house. Someone walked out possessed. You could actually see someone was like fighting with themselves. Fighting with this mic right here.
Yeah, we thought this was the mirror that was shaking anyways.
Yes, I will do a series on my demon encounters, and that is actually going to be on Izzy-centric, because it's biblical. And I will be... Yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
So hopefully that was a sign to be like, hey, come over here, talk to me, talk to me.
Talk to who?
Me.
You're starting out great.
This is another thing. My ghost hunts were never... I didn't joke during my ghost hunts, because I wanted to keep a straight head. There's so much going on that you can't even comprehend.
Whoa. That just went off right as you stepped over it.
Okay, sorry.
We're asking.
This is what I'm talking about. You. It's such a bad idea. Somehow this was worse than I imagined before watching it.
Also, I asked for
Ascend.
Ascend?
Ascend.
By the way, I had equipment like that too.
Who are we talking to? Is this somebody from the Crusher family?
Groom.
Groom. Wait, so would that be Edward, the groom of her?
Issa? Casket?
Can you give us a clear answer? Are you from the Kreischer family or not?
Silence. Oh! God. The whole thing
The whole
was hell?
Something just entered the circle.
I just heard the mirror shake.
Yeah.
Really? We're behind you?
Yeah.
Who are we talking to? If it's Charles, can you make the rope light up again?
Off.
Off.
Maybe not Charles then.
Finish.
Edward, are you here with us? Could you make this rope go off?
Just walk right through and we'll know you're here.
Pace. Are we
Wait.
holy?
I just get this feeling that even from the very, very beginning, we had something that was not a human spirit.
Equation.
There's more to the equation.
Waves beware. Stab.
What stab?
Chop. Fight.
This is wrong.
Whoa.
That's stab. Fight.
Dude, it has to be wrong.
Science did that? Yeah, 100%. And like I said, I've had equipment like that. In fact, I have an idea. I have an idea. I want to show you guys something. We're going to do a quick deep dive into my... Where'd it go? If you guys scroll down through my videos before I quit ghost hunting... What are you trying to say?
Say death?
It just said that.
Oh. You have got to be kidding me.
That's weird. Dude, they're talking to each other. Hey, Trey, you should come see this, bro.
Turn the light back off.
Clever.
So you heard a little bit of that. Been there, done that. I've done this. In fact, let me show you the first little snippet right here. Let me know if this looks similar to dog freaking out at almost midnight.
Kind of like a guest bedroom storage area. Let what? Let.
Whoa, it's blurring.
What?
It is blurring.
Blurry.
Nope, I'm putting the light on.
You notice that the phone I was, the camera I was using at the time was a phone. It was a Samsung Galaxy S10. And it never had any issues with blurring. Ever had issues with blurring. Until I walked in this dude's house.
I'm not playing that game. Is it blurring still?
Here.
Did it stop when I turned the light on?
It stopped when you turn the light on.
Yeah, it was really blurry.
Yeah, you've seen that happen before.
Yes.
Here, flip it around. I want to talk. Yeah, we've had that happen before back at Poinsett Bridge. I am cross-referencing Poinsett Bridge in Greenville, South Carolina. That's my buddy Trey right there. We were about to have a whole entire ghost hunting team. He almost got possessed. He felt something actually try to control his body. So we hurried up and got out. We prayed for each other and we left. So watch how that quirky thing where they're like, oh my gosh, it's predicting what we're saying. What it want. It's saying the things we want it to say. This is serious.
Really blurry.
Yeah, you've seen that happen before.
Yes.
Here, flip it around. I want to talk. Yeah, we've had that happen before back at Poinsett Bridge.
You bet.
Oh.
You have got to be kidding me.
That's weird.
Can it?
You bet. Yeah, right there.
And then just when, yeah, it's reversed. I was just realizing that at the time. But right here. Unholy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I'm not going to stay in that room.
Trey, we're going to go ahead and go in this room. Here, I got it. Turn the light back off.
Clever.
And the reason why I wanted to turn the light off was because I wanted it to say more stuff. I wanted it to talk more.
That's fucking not cool. Your fucking EMF reader's blowing
it
up,
just went off. It just went off. I missed it on the camera. So my wife actually just told me she's trying to get to bed. Let me show you guys a couple more things on this, and then I got to hurry up and get out of here, apparently. I didn't have as much time as I thought I did. Let me show you right here. No. I know this is... No, not that. Not that. Not that. Let me get some highlights. Right here. Hey, Dino Squid, what's up? Stay right there. Shadow! Shadow, chill! Freaking almost midnight.
That was wild.
Stay right there. I cornered the spirit right here.
That was wild, dude.
You kept saying left, so I was going left.
Sorry, I was stuck, but...
It's okay, it's okay.
Equation.
Talk to me. Want to show yourself?
Give it some space.
Yeah.
8. That was weird, bro.
Just found you and recommended. Oh, cool, Dino Squid. So you've never heard of me before. Well, what's up? My name is Israel, also known as Izzy-Centric on social media. I'm a real-life exorcist and I'm a demonologist. I also used to be a ghost hunter. I'm going over my old ghost hunts because Call Me Chris and them are acting like idiots on their ghost hunt, and it got on my nerves. How does the piece of equipment work with the words? I wish I could tell you. I know that it worked off my phone. It was an app. And people immediately give me eye rolls when I tell them that, but it worked completely offline. It didn't need to register what you were saying for it to spit out words. There were a lot of joke apps like that. I found one that was made by ghost hunters for ghost hunters. It's called Paratech. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Usually.
Let me back up.
Yeah.
8. That was weird.
So he says that was weird.
Bro.
Usually. Whoa. Exploring.
I'm seeing it.
Explain that. It just blurs. Equipment and the spirit are like oil and water. You can't mix them together. What the hell? And then it theologically corrects me. It corrects me. I didn't even know until like a year and a half later what it was trying to say. I said, what the hell? Demons don't go to hell. They stay on earth. They go to waterless places seeking rest and finding none. They don't go into hell, into the abyss. You can't send them into... There's nothing in the Bible that says you can send them to the abyss. What the hell? They corrected me.
Back up, give it
That's their attitude. They're smartasses. Demons are smartasses.
some space. Give it some space.
All right, I'm giving you space. I'm giving you space.
There you go.
Dude.
There you go. See? Told you.
That would have to make it right in front of us.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So the idea is that the presence of an entity gets in front of a camera, and the camera is trying to focus because it recognizes something is there, but it doesn't know how close or far away it is. It can't comprehend.
especially if it got like that blurry right there.
Does anybody want to walk in here?
Nope.
I will.
Oh, you got balls of steel, my dude.
Yeah, that bit me in the ass a couple years later. My balls really just got me in trouble.
Okay. Good. So we're playing hot and cold right now?
So you saw.
Right when you said... Okay. Good. So we're playing hot and cold?
That's the Samsung Galaxy S10. That is my phone. The camera that's been blurring the entire time, like off and on, that's it right there.
Right now?
So that's what you're seeing right here. The thing that never blurs until I entered here.
Yep.
Just started.
Got a fog. Real quick, though.
He's referring to it as a fog, but same thing.
Yep, fog right there. Boom, look at that. All right, I'm backing off. I'm backing off. I'm backing off.
Right here?
Look at it. No, look at the camera. It's foggy right now, and I told you it blinked, and then like, I know I'm informed.
It's sitting there trying to communicate with us, and we're not even trying to communicate with it.
I was standing there. Oh,
But the truth is, we invited this thing as soon as we were already open to talk about it, talk with it.
like even closer, and it was perfectly fine. Vanished.
It is blurry. It's very blurry.
But it's staying right there. You must be right in front of me, aren't you? Alright. But no, seriously, I was just standing even closer, and I got a
Not affecting my other camera at all.
clear picture, but for some reason, see, it's right in front of me. Oh, it moved. It adjusted. It would. To me.
To me.
It adjusted to me. Yeah. That's what the phone just said to me. It adjusted and immediately it said to me.
Are you okay with me coming in? All right. Watch what happens when I go to come in to this space. So you see me there? I'm walking in. The camera is no longer blurry. Watch what happens when I get all the way in.
Oh, dude, it's fog again.
Here's my meter.
Click.
Don't move. And it's true. I could feel her hanging over my right shoulder. It felt like I assumed it was a her. Just based on my buddy Fletcher could see her come around corners in his home, and she resembled a woman and had long hair. So we assumed it was a her. But I could feel her right over my shoulder, and also it felt like electric static discharge. Like I could feel electricity. Yeah.
Is that you?
Static.
Hey Trey, you should come see this, bro.
Is it you?
Look how foggy that is.
Yeah. Dude. I can feel something on my chin. And let's actually, I'm going to move me over. No, I don't have to. Never mind. We're good. Do you ever remind demons of their future? You know, I haven't got to do that, but I hope and pray in the future that if God grants me the ability to use some of this equipment for good rather than for personal gain. And what I mean by that is show the world how evil these things really are. I wanted to start performing exorcisms with ghost hunting equipment, ghosts. I wanted ghost hunting equipment hanging around while I was performing exorcisms on demonic infestations like homes and or people. But no, I haven't got that opportunity yet.
Look at that bear. It's a bear.
And I was scared to move. Want to make that clear too. I didn't want to move.
It's not going there.
So I start praying. Because I'm intimidated. All right. Fletcher's going to back up. And what happens here is almost simultaneous.
It's just weird that it like I was even closer. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. The second I said it's gone, it said pain.
It'll show it again.
It's just weird that it like I was even closer. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, so when you are praying to Jesus and it causes something to flee, it's demonic. I want to show you one more thing. If I can find it. I want to find it. It's another time my camera blurs. It isn't freaking insane what happens. I gotta find it though. Excuse me.
It's not fucking
bad.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
It's either went down the.
Okay, we're coming.
It's like eating or something or running.
Nice.
What's going on? Dude, there's a weird thing.
Seen you?
Seen you. It's like,
Yeah, that's why I said game of hide and seek. It started running into different rooms and trying to get away from us. And then it would kind of like pop out and allow us to get a response.
no, but no, like really, it's going bad. Something on the right. Something.
Ah, I can't find it. Oh well. Oh, it was so cool too. No, surely it happened on this ghost hunt. I only did a few ghost hunts, by the way. I didn't do a whole lot of them. But I got some gnarly evidence during the time I did get them. Anyway, my point in bringing this up was they're being idiots. I've actually lost some respect for Call Me Chris after this. You were trying to scare me.
I was. I messaged you 10 minutes ago.
All right, I got to go, guys.
And you didn't.
Hey, what are you doing up?
I was waiting for us sleepy with mommy.
Fine. All right. Guys, I got to go ahead and get off here. All right, you want to say bye, John?
Bye.
You can come over here. Okay, we're leaving now. You guys have a good one too. Thank you for being patient. I know the beginning was a little difficult for me to get used to. I don't stream, so.
I turn my head to the right. The head in the screen goes in the left.
Yeah.
I put my head in the left. The head in the screen goes in the right.
Oh, for the few people that are watching, I need to also let you know that in about 20 minutes, my video under Izzy Spooks is dropping. So if you haven't subscribed to Izzy Spooks yet, now would be a pretty good time because I'm going to be putting content up there as well. So anyway, all right. Take care. God bless.